think maybe standing orders need to be reviewed when it comes to Madam Speaker or Mr. Speaker and other forms. Again, as we are here looking at titles. And firstly, this evening I want to say a big thank you to our transgender, non-binary, intersex, takatapui, gender diverse whānau. Thank you for bearing with us. In our English language, if you're referring to others, there's the four. There's he, she, him, her. Sorry, that wasn't that hard, was it? But of course, if we go back in time, good old English actually didn't have that back many, many centuries ago. Thee and thou was used commonly. So we are always on the move as a culture. We're always on the move, and as a nation, I'm proud to be part of this Parliament as we progress, as we ensure that we are an inclusive nation. And I came into this house because I knew what it was like to be on the margins, and I came into this house to ensure that my voice was part of the voice of the margins here at Parliament. And I want to speak up for our community. I dream of a nation that loves, nurtures, includes all people, where our transgender, intersex and non-binary whānau feel affirmed, empowered and free to have their gender that they want on their birth certificate. And I look forward to the day when gender identity is not even considered. I don't know about going back to a day when we use these and thous, but maybe a day when they and them is commonplace.
Labour has always stood with our rainbow communities. We established the Rainbow Legacy Fund to support organisations working to improve mental health and well-being of our rainbow communities. We increased access to gender-affirming genital surgery. We increased funding for HIV and STI prevention services and research. And Labour is relentlessly proud of our rainbow communities and their whānau. Our rainbow communities do not need or want to be healed. We want to be respected. We want to be valued. And most of all, we want to be loved for the people that we are.
I want to address, first of all, the concerns around science. We had many submitters who came and told us that male and female gender was a matter of science, XX or XY, and that was all there was to it. I went digging around in the science too to find out exactly what was going on. There is no simple XX and XY. The development of gender identity in human beings seems to be part of a complex web of about 30 genes that affect the development. Some young boys show an early preference for dressing and behaving as girls. Some young girls are convinced they should be boys. This apparent mismatch of biological sex and gender identity can lead to severe gender dysphoria. As they move into adulthood, nearly half of these children, the children who express different genders as children, continue to feel strongly that they were born in the wrong body. Trans identity is real. It is, and the scientific evidence shows that it is real. The scientific evidence goes to show that despite the protestations of those who've done school-see science that it's all about XX and XY, trans identity is real. The big issue around trans people being involved in sports is getting enough of them involved, that they feel sufficiently comfortable to be involved in community sports. There is no law that says that only women may go into toilets marked women and that only men may go into toilets marked men. In fact, the way that we go into toilets, public toilets in this country, is simply a matter of convention. And that if we are uncomfortable with someone who is using a space that we don't think they should be in, then perhaps we can ask them about it. But even then, we must be careful. There are many stories from butch lesbians or women, or butch heterosexuals even, who have been challenged in toilets when they are in the toilet that is entirely appropriate for their gender. Some people were worried about autogynephilia. I'd never heard the word. I had to go and look it up. It turns out that autogynephilia is used to describe men who get sexually turned on by imagining themselves to be in a woman's body or to have women's body parts. I actually thought we were over-shaming people for their sexual preferences.